New figures suggest more than 1/3 of young people are spending much higher proportions of their income on rent. Housing experts say paying landlords more than 1/3 of wages on accommodation is unaffordable. The numbers of young people struggling with high rental costs is now said to be at a 5-year high. Here's our consumer affairs correspondent Coletta Smith.
Megan and Richard have been struggling to pay the rent on 0 hours contracts in London. They had been paying £560 a month each in a house share. But when their contract ended a few months ago, the landlord upped the rent by a lot.
Our rent increased 50%-ish, and that was just going to be completely unaffordable.
Yeah. More than half of their pay would have gone straight to the landlord.
Which would have left us with essentially nothing.
Hardly anything.
And they're not the only ones. Outside of London, Salford is one of the areas that's seen the biggest increase in rent compared to income.
You can go for a nice walk, FDT, and you're not worried about things like that.
Sarah loves her flat here, but she's facing a hard decision in the autumn when the contract needs to be renewed.
But for the equivalent flat, you're looking at an extra £200, £300 a month.
She's already working full-time and fitting in 2 extra shifts a week in this cafe to try and earn more. Does the rent you're paying at the moment feel affordable?
Not at the minute. It's the choice of, do I go out for my friend's birthday or do I put that money into savings? You're choosing between rent or the long term because we can't save for a mortgage because rent is so high.
Young people spend more of their incomes on rent than any other age group. So with rents going up so quickly at the same time that incomes are not, it's younger people who are being squeezed in the middle. And that's before they've even started paying for any of their other bills. The campaign group Generation Rent want the government to freeze rents and pause evictions as living costs spiral. But the Department for Housing say their new rental law will abolish no-fault evictions and empower tenants to challenge unjustified rent increases. But Megan and Richard have taken things into their own hands and found a different solution.
That office, that's our room.
Okay. So this is a guardianship where tenants look after an unused building in exchange for cheaper rent. They could be given a month's notice to leave, but they're only paying £400 a month each, including bills. It's not as much security, but you obviously still think it's worthwhile.
100%.
Absolutely.
You can't enjoy life if you're having to worry about the £9 and the £10.
It means that I can save. That's a big thing for me.
As rental prices rise out of reach, many younger people are now making tough choices to balance their bills. Coletta Smith, BBC News.